So everything's going to be all right, I hope. I'm Chris. I'm MD of Rixo. My brother and I started our agency 5 and a bit years ago when we got very frustrated with things being done the same old way by everybody else. And we thought, well, we can do this better, surely. And we're still here 5 years on, so we must be doing it all right. I wanted to do a talk slightly different. There's no code in my talk whatsoever because, as Pete will contest, I cannot code and should not code. But as the owner of a business, my coding horror stories come in different ways. Having a team of developers who are maybe going off-piste, coding something they shouldn't, not doing reviews, or just blindly listening to whatever a client tells them to do and then doing it only to discover that it's not right. So who has been given an unrealistic brief and asked to achieve it in next to no time at all for no money? Yeah, I expected that. And who's been told by their client exactly how they're going to do something for them? Yeah, right. But who is given the solution in that situation? Well, the way we want to work things is that we solve problems and we don't just give solutions. And for us, a nightmare is when a project is underspecified, or we're not given enough time to understand the project, or we don't feel like we can talk to our clients. So we've developed a process over the last 5 years that helps us turn what could potentially be a coding horror story, a coding nightmare, into dreams. So I'm just going to run through some of our top tips. If you like Always Sunny, you'll recognize the dream sequence. And our top tips for turning nightmares into dreams are to focus on solving the problem, agree what success is up front, invest in the future, and say no. So, you guys have spent a long time becoming experts in what you do. You know the code, you know how the technology works, and you do the best work with it. And yet a client will come along and tell you exactly how to do your job. But they know their businesses better than we do. So when they come to us, we need to be humble, take the time to understand the problem that they're trying to solve. Disregard their solution for now, they might be right. But really take the time to understand what it is they're doing, why they're doing it, and what success is going to look like for them. Understand how they make their money. Because once you understand how they're doing that, and when I say make money, that might come from subscriptions, or you might be internal in a business, in which case you're contributing to a product. But if you really get to the heart of it, you can rewrite the brief with the client and make sure that that is geared up for success. We haven't responded to a brief in 3 years, and we've rewritten every single project that we've done now following this process. And then we agree what success looks like up front. So if you understand what your client's up against and the problem they're trying to solve, they can trust when you deliver the solution. And this is a typical thing. The website will be faster. Yeah, but how much faster? How do we know when we've done it? And this is when you get into that endless revision loop with a client. Well, at the talk a couple of months ago, someone was talking about how they give the code to the client and then they say this, and you come back again and then they ask for this. If you've fully understood before you start and you agree when you've finished, you're only going to do this process once. And the talk about putting live on a Friday and dealing with problems, this is the same whether you put it live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, first of the month, last day of the month. If you haven't already agreed where the end is, you're going to keep going with those features, bugs, all around the houses. So we use Moscow and business value and the agile method to break down every project right at the start and agree what is the most important to our clients, what the business value is to them, and we deliver them in short sprints. We get our development team involved right from the start as well. We don't silo the sales and the development. We'll take somebody to those initial scoping meetings to make sure that we're talking about things right from the start. So the work that we do is very rarely the end of the project for us. Sorry, I'm looking at my screen a lot. I've spent 8.5 hours in the car today with an 8-hour meeting in the middle, so I'm a little bit pooped. So it's usually the beginning of something bigger. So part of turning your coding horror stories into coding dreams is being fully invested in what it is you're doing. If you've got to know the project with the client and you've got to know them and you know why they're doing it and you've spent that time, you can invest emotionally in the project that you're on. And when you're not feeling like it's a chore, when you're not feeling like that you're at your desk or Sunday morning that phone call's coming in and you're being told you need to fix this because it's gone wrong, if you're excited about doing that, then everything's going to be a dream because you're not going to feel under the pressure. So you've taken heed of my top 3 tips delivered in just under 3 minutes. You've reached the end of your discovery phase. You and your team know everything there is to know about the project, the client, how it works, how they make money, and you tell the client it's going to cost X amount and take X time. And then come the words, yeah, but can you do it for less or can you have it done by Friday? And that's when it's time to just say no. Because if you have done your very best to understand their problem and the solution that you've presented is your very best solution, you are just compromising and you are setting yourself up to get into that horror story. So it's Mental Health Day today. Don't put yourself in that position. We say no a lot to projects. We've said yes to some we should have said no to, and we've always looked back and gone, we should have said no. And for us, this goes internally as well. You know, as the owner of the business and primarily the salesperson, I'm putting pressure on Pete and the team to deliver projects because as a business, we need to make money. We need to sell to go forwards. But no one at Rixo feels like they can't turn down a project and say, we shouldn't take this on. Because at the end of the day, it's not me delivering this piece of work. It's not me who's doing the work and coding. So you should feel like internally you can just push back and say, we shouldn't do this. Of course, you might need to present a business case with that or some valid reasons rather than just fancy a week off. But you should be able to do that. So to turn your coding nightmares into your coding dreams, focus on solving the problem with your clients, not just delivering whatever solution they give you. Agree what success is up front so you know when you've hit that finish line and you don't get stuck in the loop. Invest emotionally and get involved and really embrace the work that you're doing so that you enjoy it. And if you can't get past those 3, just turn it down. Life's too short. Live, enjoy yourself, and have fun doing what you do. Thank you very much.